primary purpose for Waves for Water is clean water for places around the world that need it. So when we first became aware of Shine on Sierra Leone, it obviously triggered us in a way as a place we know has big need that we haven't worked yet. So we started doing a little bit more research and getting familiar with the work that Tiffany does, and just really fell in love with her and the organization as a whole.
And at first we tried to tackle different things. We tried to take on as much as we could, but then we realized we really could not be an expert in everything. And that's why partnerships, like the partnership that we found in Waves for Water, are ever and critically important.
This is a well pump system that was installed by UNICEF 2007. And then after several years, maybe eight years or so of the pump sitting in water all the time, that gets rusted. So what we do is we go around Africa and with the local people, pull this out and replace the pump and make it work again. So instead of digging the cost of digging a new well, there's probably 10,000 of these around Africa.
I really believe that the direction of aid work is going to a place where it's more of a collaborative process, and you've got specialists in each field that come together for the greater good.
But what's really interesting is not just giving clean water, but explaining and sharing and educating them on what clean water truly is.
So now there's this whole educational side to it, which is so great with what Shine on Sierra Leone is doing in their schools, where they can really bring in this sort of water and hygiene education program into it. And now they have real examples of what they're teaching. To look at what she's done there and what she's created, and then just plug our program into that. And that's really the way we like to work around the world. Find the key players there that are really doing great stuff, and then plug our program into it. It can really represent a model moving forward for other regions of the country. West Africa has been home to some of the hardest conflicts of recent history.
When you don't have access to something for such a long time, like clean water, for instance, it's almost as if you don't even believe that it's possible.
A lot of their children are sick, and they know it's from the water, but a lot of people in these places, they don't necessarily have a choice. So you go and you take water from a pond, and you go, it's either this or dying of dehydration. So we're going to be a little bit sick.
When I grew up, there were no water bottles, but there were water fountains. And after a long play outside, we used to all run and practically knock each other over to get to the water fountain. And so now, after a day of play, they can actually have as much water as their hearts desire. That makes me so happy.
Let's win.
When people build things, they're always looking for ways to get rid of the water for some reason. And we should all be thinking in terms of how we capture it and use it, because the earth provides us everything that we need.
Muddy Lotus raises the morale of the entire community, if not a lot of Kono, because of its existence. It's limitless possibility.